Now we are rolling. Damage Plan MMA podcast. I am Jason, back again. Zack Partridge.
What up, dog?
Round 2 today. We just got through recording with Ivania Foley. Mm-hmm. We both did a little stalking on her Instagram, and I'm excited to see her fight. She can throw down, man.
Her highlights. She looked impressive. She can fight.
She's got some hands on her.
Well, we always talk about too. It's like, if you want to be a millionaire, like surround yourself with 5 millionaires, you'll be the sixth.
Yeah.
She's training with Tatiana Suarez. You see on her Instagram, she's down at Syndicate training with Roxanne Modafferi, JoJo Calderwood, like those girls. Like, she's surrounding herself with where she wants, with the level of athlete that she wants to get at.
Yeah.
Very, very smart. Very, very smart. In that limited interaction with her, I think that is a girl that has a bright future in the sport.
I do too.
And how lucky is Mountain Force to get a girl like that on their card, on the up and coming? I think they're super lucky.
Very lucky. Yeah,
I think she's a killer. Hey, good find, Juan.
He's got a couple of good ones on this card. This is a good card for those guys up there. Better
happen. That's all I'm saying. Just saying. Not saying. Just saying.
Not saying. Just saying.
Better happen.
Anytime Ohio State wants to wake up and cover this 6 points I need would be great.
Yeah, Ohio State. You're going to ruin some brackets, yo.
Oh, man. So, dude, some big fight announcements this week. Which one are you most excited about out of all three? You got Garbrandt, Font, Sandhagen, Dillashaw.
Sandhagen, Dillashaw. That gets my juices pumping. Dillashaw Sandhagen gets my juices pumping, dude.
I'm going to agree with that. Dude, but the Rob Font and Cody Garbrandt fight's a banger too.
Well, no, I mean, banger, great fight, all that. But I'm not a fan personally of TJ Dillashaw, right? Like, he's not my favorite guy.
Yeah.
I don't cheer for him. I usually cheer against him.
I think a lot of people do.
and he has his fan base, and that's cool. And I think he's comfortable. One thing I respect about him, though, is I think he's very comfortable with the fact that he's not likable and he doesn't care. And I respect that. One. Two, he owned up to his cheating. At least he didn't go through the whole BS of, it wasn't what it thought it is. Oh, my name's going to get cleared and and how many times have we gotten the runaround from fighters of that? Dick pills, whatever, I mean, some people would just never own up to their putting stuff into their body that they shouldn't. And he came right out, did an interview, probably a very hard interview to do, and owned it, took a suspension like a man. So I respect him for sure. And I still stand by it. I think when it's all said and done, he's the best bantamweight on the planet.
You think he beat Sandhagen?
I don't know. That's what I'm so excited about, is I don't know what a 2-year layoff did to him. Okay, let me rephrase that. I think he was on his way to being the greatest bantamweight of all time.
It's big words, Zack. Those are very big words.
I think he was. I mean, his combination of how dynamic he is on his feet with his dominant wrestling and stuff. I think he's, and what makes him so unlikable, but that killer, he'd kick his own grandma in the teeth to win, it's that Mamba mentality, Kobe and Michael Jordan and stuff. Like, it's a win at all cost type person, to the point where Team Alpha Male guys, since he left, has complained about him being a bad training partner because he would go so hard because he always had to win. Yeah. I respect that. I think he's a douchebag. He comes across that way a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious how Connor called it on the Ultimate Fighter and called him the little snake in the grass.
Snake in the grass.
The little snake in the grass. And he nailed that because he was.
That's true. So Sandhagen's coming off. His last 2 fights have been 2 highlight knockouts, right? And I'm just getting halfway through his podcast with Joe Rogan. I loved his podcast with Joe Rogan. It was it's good.
Well, go ahead.
I was just going to say Leon Edwards is on. Is the newest one. I started listening to that one too. He brought up some really interesting points that I agree with.
What?
He didn't have to take that fight with Muhammad.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going back to this, man. I'm going back to this. I'm going back to it.
He's got to fight eventually.
I know, but he's taking a short replacement, and he called it. You can say what you want, but he wins that fight 10 out of 10 times. Muhammad was not beating him.
Then win it.
Why don't they just put him and Colby? Why don't him and Colby fight? Or him and Burns?
All of it. Yes.
Because Burns said he had 2 names for June and they weren't Colby. Burns and Leon Edwards, I like that a lot. I am a fan of that fight.
I am all in on Edwards as long as his next fight isn't a title fight and he just fights somebody. That's all I care about. I don't want to hear short notice from him. I don't want to share of this isn't fair. I don't want to hear I don't have to fight guys below me. I don't want to hear any of it. But UFC, give him a name, take the fight, get it done. I don't care.
He has a point though. He's got an 8-fight win streak.
Max Holloway didn't get an interim title shot till his 9-fight win streak. He didn't get an interim time. It took a 9-fight win streak. You want to go look at the resume that Max Holloway had to beat to get an interim title shot versus what he had to do to get his on an 8? Because Max's is better.
Well, we know he's not getting the title shot next, but I think he beats
if
Burns.
He wins, if he wins, he should.
He's going to beat.
If he beats Burns or Gilbert, or if he beats or Colby or any of those guys in the top 5, even if he fought a Wonder Boy, that's why it was so mind-boggling to me for him to not fight Wonder Boy. I'm like, you beat him, you deserve a title shot.
Yeah, I'm high on Leon Edwards, man.
I know you are.
I don't know, and I don't know why. I was impressed with the way he looked in that first round, and he's normally a slow starter, and for him to come out, he looks smooth, he looks powerful. He could be a problem for Usman, maybe.
No.
I think he beats Burns, though.
I do not.
He beats Burns.
I do not. No way.
He beats Burns.
Nope. You're not selling me on that. You're still bitter that Burns stood us up to come on this podcast.
I can't say we're fighting about that, but
we're fighting. Oh, we're fighting. I'll tell you what. Tomorrow morning, come up to One Hit. We'll spar. Whoever wins, that's who we have to go with.
No. Cruz thinks he doesn't like my pick neither, but that's all right. That's all right.
That's right. It's because Cruz knows what's up.
All right, we'll get off. Yeah, he thinks Burns would win too. I'm just pissed, Cruz, that he didn't come on our podcast. So I hope he loses.
That's fine. Just saying. I think Burns is too explosive for Leon Edwards.
The other fight is Garbrandt and Rob Vaughn, which, if I'm not mistaken, that's 2 top 5 guys, right?
Is Vaughn up in the top 5 now?
I think he is. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look it up right there. Who do you like in that one?
It depends which Cody shows up.
You
ready for this? I think Cody Garbrandt is the Rose Namajunas of the men.
Rob Font's 3, Garbrandt's 4.
Okay, perfect. Right? I think Cody Garbrandt is the Rose Namajunas. He can lose to people that he probably shouldn't lose to.
I like it. Yeah.
But if his head right and he's fighting smart and he doesn't engage in firefights,
yeah.
I think he has the fastest hands in the UFC.
Yeah.
I think he has. And he has dynamite in his hands. Yeah. And he has a strong wrestling background too, right? So his fights never go to the ground. He can force people to stand and bang with him. I mean, I to this day, the most impressive title win I think I've ever seen is what he did to Dominic Cruz.
Oh, that was super impressive. Impressive.
Because he didn't just do it's him. For me, it's either that, it's what Usman did to Tyron Woodley, or it's what Conor did to Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah.
Those 3 title fights, it's like, oh my gosh, they're doing this to that person in a title fight. And the Conor thing's impressive because how easily he put him away, but whatever.
Yeah.
Cruz, get that name off my screen. No.
No. Zack doesn't want to see it. I want to see it. Run it.
Stop.
Let's do it.
No, we're talking great title performances, not guys that dodge Peter Yan. Look at that. He's trying to go up another weight class just to get away from Peter Yan. Chump.
Peter Yan's not even the champ.
Exactly, and he's still afraid of him.
Is that division like the most stacked division?
Oh, 100%.
That bantamweight? Like,
and again, this is why real killers. That's why I love that division. Those guys are real killers. Jan, Aljo, Sandhagen, TJ, Cody. All 5 of those guys. Rob Font is in that mix. Marlon Moraes is in that mix.
Pedro Muniz
beat Cody. All those guys can beat each other on any given night.
Kyler Phillips.
Mike, mark my words. Nobody will hold on to that belt for more than a year for the next foreseeable future, because that division is so insane.
Yeah, that's a good division.
Max. Okay, Cruz. I'm gonna oblige you here. Max murders Henry Cejudo. Murders him. Murders.
I don't know about that.
Max murders him. Hey, remember who the best boxer in the UFC is? He's sitting there screaming at DC during the fight while Calvin Kattar, who is an incredible boxer himself, and threw a 5-punch combo and missed on all 5 white. He's not even looking at it.
It's impressive.
Dude.
And I see a lot of people not happy on social media about Bronx and Chandler. I like it for the title.
Well, what we've talked about this.
Yeah.
Does Michael Chandler really deserve a title shot after just 1 win in the UFC? You said originally no. I wasn't opposed to it because of the way he beat Hooker. But yeah. I thought it should be against Poirier. Let's all admit it. We all know Poirier is the man right now.
Yeah, no, but Poirier's taking the money, so you can't.
Good for him.
So take Poirier out of it. Who else is left? Gaethje's coming off a loss. Ferguson, he's going to come off another loss. He's about ready to lose 3 in a row.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at Michael Chandler and Bronx.
I'm not mad at all. No, I mean and I was talking to somebody today at the gym, and they're like, well, "How did he only has 1 fight in the UFC? He's got a pretty extensive resume in Bellator. Like the guy's legit. His body of work is legit."
Well, and let's not take it away. Poirier had a 5-round war with Hooker. He flatlines him in a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Like you can't just ignore that. That's what he did in his UFC debut to a guy that a lot of people are like, "Oh, this is a bad matchup for him. Hooker's gonna welcome him to the UFC with an L." I mean, that was the narrative on a lot of people.
Yep.
Not me and you.
No.
Not me and you.
No.
We were on the Michael Chandler train, but a lot we heard that narrative a lot. So you can't. I'm not really mad at it because at the end of the day, somebody was gonna feel left out somewhere. Right?
Yeah.
Like there's 5 guys there's 4 guys really that could all argue that Poirier, Gaethje, Bronx, and Chandler, you could all 4 of them kind of had a reasonable argument to be in there. And you got to start somewhere. So why not just start there? It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. I mean, listen, Dustin's not being left out because he doesn't want, he knows
he got offered it first.
Yeah. He knows he beats McGregor. He's next in line anyways. So he gets a huge payday. Probably in July, it looks like. And then he gets to run it back maybe the end of the year, the first of the year for a title.
And let's be honest. What does Dana White want more than anything at 155 if Khabib's gone?
He wants freaking Conor up there is what he wants.
He wants Conor to have that belt. So you make this fight?
Yeah.
Because if Conor does beat Dustin in the trilogy, then you can say he just beat Dustin. You said that he was the uncrowned champ. He just beat him. So now he gets to challenge the winner, whoever wins that fight. And let's be honest, Dana is praying that Michael Chandler wins because I think that's Michael Chandler. If Conor gets back on track, beats Dustin Poirier and is back on track, Michael Chandler's a more winnable fight for him than Oliveira. Oliveira is a worse matchup for Conor.
So Gaethje is kind of the one that's left out. Who do you give him? Have him and RDA fought? No, give him RDA. Why don't him and RDA fight?
Who?
Gaethje and RDA.
Great fight.
I mean, yeah.
I'm just saying, in those divisions where it's a mess, you've got to break the logjam somewhere, right? Yeah. Just like at 170, everybody's trying to jockey for position to be the next number 1 contender, and they're all so close that they all kind of have a decent argument for it.
Yeah.
It's like, just fight each other. Like, you guys you're fighters. Just fight somebody, and then the winner can do it.
Oh, RDA must be out. I didn't know. He must be out then. Maybe that's why. I saw somebody saying Diaz and Gaethje, which Gaethje rolls Diaz.
I would actually say that's going to be the first time we're going to see Nate Diaz go night-night.
Yeah, Gaethje is going to punish him if that happens.
He hits too hard. He hits too hard, dude.
a lot of fun fights, man. We are spoiled. We are spoiled MMA fans. I'm not complaining. So who's your pick then? Do Bronx and Chandler? Are we both on Do Bronx? Because I'm all over Do Bronx. I don't know. I don't see how Chandler wins that fight.
Charles Oliveira is going to be your 155 champ after that fight. I firmly believe that. And if Michael Chandler proves me wrong, good for him. I'll be super happy for him, because that would be pretty gangster to be the champ over in Bellator and then come over here and then put on UFC gold. Like that, pretty gangster, right?
Pretty damn impressive.
So I mean that'd be cool. But no, I think Oliveira is I think he's coming into his prime in his own right now. I mean, we very well could see. I don't think we're going to see a dominant run like Khabib, honestly. I think Oliveira's resume, he doesn't dominate the way that Khabib does. But, yeah. I mean, I could actually see him holding on to this belt for a minute, actually. I mean, I think he's a really tough matchup. Well, I take that back, because I actually think Poirier beats Oliveira. But really? I think it's a really close fight. I think it's a really good fight.
I really, really love that fight.
Like, I wouldn't even know who to pick in that fight, but I think it's a 50-50. But I think if he gets past him, Gaethje's a problem because of how hard he hits, obviously. Like, I think Gaethje's capable of beating anybody there. I think Poirier is capable of beating anybody there. I don't think Conor's capable of beating anybody, but if the right situations fall his way, he could be there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, man. It's super fun. It's super fun. And there's a bunch of 155ers that are up and coming that are just monsters.
Yeah. Exciting. All right. Should we break down this card for tomorrow night? I don't know.
Can we just take a second though? Like Leon Edwards, like I really don't care if it's a rematch with Bilal Muhammad.
Yeah.
Or if it's just get scheduled to fight and fight. Like that's all I'm saying. If you could quick turn it around with Bilal, like you said, if it could be quick,
yeah,
just do it. You beat him out of 10 out of 10 times, right? So just do it.
Just beat
him then. Like if he could be ready to go in a month and you guys can run it back, just do it. And then go fight Burns and who it sounds like you probably are going to fight anyways, and you beat him and it's like undeniable. Then it's like, hey, Colby, everybody else who hasn't beaten a top guy yet, get in the back of the line. Like, yeah. I'm the man right now. And I will be all over I remember I liked Leon a year and a half ago.
Yeah, I remember.
I pushed for him, but after a while, and then I was like, oh, this is unlucky with Tyron Woodley. He probably mops Tyron Woodley again instead of Gilbert Burns. That's unlucky. But then he starts turning down fights, and he got like this little entitlement with him. And then I'm like, I'm out.
You're out. I think don't take the Muhammad fight. Take either Burns or Covington. Winner gets the next shot at the title. Whoever it may be.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. Covington too. Covington hasn't beaten a top guy since his title fight.
Yeah.
And so when everybody's freaking about Masvidal getting it, bro.
Who did?
Bro, what's gonna happen no matter what?
Colby. Who was Colby's last win against? He beat
Woodley. He beat up Woodley.
That's right. After Usman. Uh-huh. That's right.
He made it look easy. But he didn't finish him.
Yeah, he didn't finish him either. Well, we're gonna find out real soon. Let's break down this card.
Okay.
All right. We'll start at the bottom with JP Buys. He is 24 years old, 9-2 record, 5'6" with a 67-inch reach. He is fighting Bruno Silva, 31 years old, 10-5 record, 5'4", 66-inch reach. What are you liking on this one? What are you seeing? This is kind of the vet versus the young guy again, right? We've seen a lot of this lately.
Yeah, when I see this, like, you know, you got Bruno's on a 2-fight losing streak, had a no contest with an arm triangle choke back in 2019. He doesn't have a UFC win yet. And in LFA, he had a draw with Casey Kenny.
Yeah,
he was on the Ultimate Fighter, didn't, lost there in the second round. Like 10-5, like it's just like, man, he's just kind of having a rough time getting some momentum going. And then I look at my guy JP Buys, who, you know, he's on a nice winning streak currently with a win in LFA, ground and pound win in LFA, and then you know, a guillotine choke winner on the Dana White Contender Series. He's a slight favorite, and I'm gonna go with JP Buys. I just think he's riding a good. He has good experience. Lost on the Dana White Contender Series. Good amateur career. I kind of like the ride that he's on. I think the young Savage gets it done.
And this is one of those ones that you could really flip a coin on, I think, because I like the experience with Silva, even though he's lost his last two, but he fought. I mean, both those guys, Ulan Bekov and Vorak.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no shame in losing to those guys.
No, they're not bad losses. I'm just saying, where's your head at coming off a couple losses versus a guy who's on a winning streak?
Yeah, you're right, Cruz. Yeah, that's right. We called that after. I'm going to go against. You know what? I'm going to stay with JP Buys. I want to see him in. I might be going the other way on his wife's fight though too. I'm going to go with JP Buys. I like it. Next up, we got Montel Jackson. He's 9-2, 5'10" with a 75.5-inch reach against Jesse Strader. He's 5-1, 29 years old, 5'8", and Tapology does not have his reach on there.
Jesse Strader's got to just be some sort of, you know, he's just outmatched here. He's and you know, good Miami career, you know, but this combat down in Mexico, you know, he just doesn't have the resume. Montel Jackson has twice the wins. You know, he lost his last fight was against Brett Johns, who's super tough, but you know, he was on a nice 3-fight winning streak with a Darce choke win over Brian Kelleher before that. Lost a tough unanimous decision to Ricky Simone. Okay. And then was on, I mean, he's cage time in the UFC. I mean, I think Montel Jackson makes it look easy.
Macy, what's the odds on this one, Montel Jackson?
He's like 6 or 7 to
1. Whoa,
odds.
7 to 1. Yeah, minus 680. The comeback's plus 490. Yeah, we won't. I won't be betting that one. I don't know about you.
No, there's no.
there's no value there.
Nope. I mean, honestly, it's if he can finish him right and what the over under is on the rounds. And I mean, it would be a good showing if Jesse Strader could win a round and drag this to a decision. That would be a good showing for Jesse Strader, I think.
All right. I think we're both on Trevin Giles on this one then. All right.
Next. Montel Jackson.
Montel Jackson. Yeah, sorry. Trevin Giles is the next fight. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. I'm still writing some down since we started. Trevin Giles, 13-2. He's 6 foot tall, 74-inch reach. He's 28 years old. He's fighting Roman Delids. He's 8-1, 6'2" with a 76-inch reach, and he's 32 years old. And what are the odds? Are pretty close on this. Dawson.
Flip.
Yeah. What is?
I just got to say this though. Trevin Giles owns a win over James Krause.
It's big.
I'm on him.
I'm taking the underdog in that one. I'm all over that. I think it's a
coin flip. I think it's a coin flip fight. Roman is super tough. He's 8-0. But I mean, I think Trevin Giles, he's been in there with the tougher opponents, and he lost back-to-back fights by guillotine chokes to Zach Cummings and Gerald Merchant in the third round. And I think that's very weird to me that within 3 months of each other, he fights twice and loses the same way in the same round. But then he comes back and he gets a split win over James Krause, which I remember not being super happy with that decision, but he was tough. And then Bevan Lewis is a good win, knocked out Bevan Lewis.
That's a really good win. Yeah, that's a good one.
I think Giles, whatever. So I have this weird theory when I think somebody loses in the same round by the same way, I think it actually is more mental than it is a problem. And I think he maybe has righted that wrong. I'm rolling with Trevin Giles on this one.
I will follow you on that one as well. No disagreements yet, but they're coming. I can feel it. I can fit. Next up, we have Grant Dawson. He's 16-1, 27 years old, 5'10" with a 72-inch reach. He is fighting Leonardo Santos, 18-3. He is 41 years old, 6 foot tall with a 75-inch reach. So Santos, a little bit older, a little bit bigger, fighting Grant Dawson. What's your take on this one?
Okay, when I look at Leonardo Santos, though, it's like he little veteran, little long in the tooth versus the 27-year-old. They both have nice wins in the UFC, nice winning streaks going. I look at Grant, and he's got a win over our boy Juicy J. Mike Trezano handed him his first loss. He's got some finishes. I always like to see that. Dana White Contender Series vet. It's like, I want to pick him, but then I look at Santos here, who he's an underdog in this fight, but wins over Roman Bogatov, knocked out Stevie Ray, wins a split decision, but beat Kevin Lee. He just hasn't been super active.
Yeah.
It's like fights after 2016, he didn't fight again until 2019.
Yeah.
But he's old. His only loss in Dana White, the Ultimate Fighter, was to Santiago Ponzinibbio, who back then was supposed to be the next big thing. Man, I have such a hard time picking this that I think I'm going to go with Grant Dawson to win, but I don't know if I'd want to put any money on it because I think Santos is scary. I don't know. It's a tough fight.
It is a tough fight. I'm going to stay the same with you. I'm going to go Grant Dawson as well on this one.
I think the young one should win this fight.
He should, but we'll find out real quick. All right. Next up, we got Marian Renau against Macy Chiezon. Marian Renau is 9'6" 5'6" with a 68-inch reach. She is 43 years old, and she is fighting Macy Chiezon. She's 6'1", 5'11" with a 72-inch reach and 29 years old. So the younger fighter's a little bit bigger, a little bit more. What does she got? 4-inch reach advantage too. Younger.
And you got to remember, Macy's a killer. She's a killer, dude, and she showed it when she won the Ultimate Fighter.
It's a big win. Yeah,
she won that season, the Ultimate Fighter, and she didn't just win. She dominated every single fight. Knockout, knee to the body knockout, rear naked choke in the finale. Comes into the UFC, finishes Gina Mazzani. Shout out Tim Elliott's girl. Love Tim Elliott. I'm rewatching that season of The Ultimate Fighter right now with all the flyweights. Love Tim Elliott.
Nice.
Ground and pounds out Sarah Marias, picks up her first loss in a decision, and then comes back and gets a win in a decision. I actually think this is and I'm a big fan of Marian Renau. I think she has a cool story. She's a school teacher. She's a professional fighter and a school teacher. That's pretty freaking cool. But I think the writing's on the wall a little bit. I think they're feeding her to the end of her UFC run here, picking up losses to Kat Zingano, Yana Kutsukaya, Raquel Pennington, and then I think they say give her to Macy, 4-fight losing streak.
And then she gets the
enjoy the classroom. Sorry.
All right,
I got Macy, and I'm big on Macy on this. Actually, I think this is actually one of my locks of the night.
So we are. What's the odds on this one? This one, I don't think it's too bad.
No, it's not. It's not.
Macy is minus 210. Comeback is plus 175. I like that. I like it.
I like Macy a lot.
You could win
this fight.
Do you think by decision?
Macy gets a lot of finishes. She's very aggressive, and when she hurts girls, she pours it on, and she has the gas tank to pour it on. And then one thing I really like about Macy is she is patient, where if she starts pouring it on and sees the person's not ready to be finished, she will step back and she won't over dump to get the finish. She's very good and fights like a veteran that way.
Well, if you think she goes to decisions, minus 110. If you think she finishes it, it's minus 120.
I just think she wins.
I think so too. I'm with you.
I'm not sure how, because Marian's super tough. She's super tough to get out of there. So I have a hard time saying So I have a hard time saying that, she's going to finish her, but Macy is capable of it.
All right. So we're in agreement on this one too. All right. Next up, we have Cheyenne Buys, who is the wife of JP Buys. She's 5'1", 25 years old. She's 5'3" with a 63-inch reach against. I'm probably going to totally mess up this lady's name, Montserrat Ruiz. She is 28 years old. She's 9-1 record, 5 foot tall with a 61-inch reach. Ruiz is coming in as the number 1 ranked women's fighter in Mexico. What do you think on this card? What do you think on this one?
We're going
to be different.
I like Buys. Wow, she is a big favorite. Buys is a big favorite.
She's got a huge experience. Like if you look at her record, I think she's had like 10 amateur fights. She's got a ton of experience.
Yeah, experience, right? And then, LFA, 2-0 in LFA. Good win on the Dana White Contender Series. I think that, she's only 5-1 and Ruiz is 9-1, but I don't know. I just, 1-1 in Invicta and then some other lower regional fights, no amateur career. I think that I'm sure Ruiz is tough. I also like the fact that the spouse is fighting on the card. I think
it's pretty awesome too.
I think we saw Montana De La Rosa and her husband do it a while back. And I think one thing that you see with that is I feel like if you do that, I know they're pushing each other at the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they're getting really good work in a really good camp.
Yeah.
I expect her to come in phenomenal shape because of that. So that's a big favorite. And I don't know enough about either of them to feel really strong about it. But if I'm going to pick one way, maybe DraftKings entry, Cheyenne Buys is going to be my pick. 5, 6, 7, 8, only one finish as a pro though, where Ruiz
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Ruiz.
She's got 12 amateur fights. Buys.
I like that.
12 amateur fights.
Ruiz, a little bit more of a finisher, but a lot of decisions. I would say this fight goes to a decision.
I think it goes to a decision. I'm going to actually go against Buys on this one. I don't know why.
Why don't you? You know what? Why don't
I do know why.
Why don't you like love? Can't you just be happy for the young couple? They're fighting together. What's wrong with you?
I love it. But this chick that she's fighting, I watched her last fight. I was watching it last night against Marian when she did that key lock from the scarf hold. That chick's got a submission game.
I'm sure she does.
She's strong on the ground. I do think Buys is better in the stand-up. I think her stand-up's a lot cleaner, a lot crisper. Those punches and Ruiz was getting hit a lot in that other one, but she's tough, man.
Yeah, that's why I like the decision. I think Cheyenne's.
I'm going to go the other way just because I want to.
Well, there's a lot of value. If you think Ruiz really has a shot, there's a lot of value in that. You're going to get really good odds. It's not a bad bet by any means.
I don't know if I'll bet it, but plus 300, she's got a chance, man. She's tough.
Hey, if you're picking it, why wouldn't you bet it?
Exactly.
It's that value.
Exactly. And all right, next up we got our boy Max Griffin. He's 16-8, 35 years old, 5'11" with a 76-inch reach against Keenan Strong, 16-5. Or no, sorry, what did I say?
What is Ohio State doing?
Are they losing?
They are up by 1 with 1 free throw to go with 15 seconds left against Oral Roberts. This game's going to go into overtime. That kid's going to hit the free throw. It's going to go into overtime. It's ridiculous.
Well, it's fine. I just need him to win by 6 points.
Well, then you better hope it goes into overtime.
It's not. What's the score? 62-64?
64-63.
Oh, man.
Sorry, guys. We're sports fans. March Madness, baby.
Son of a bird. All right. Max Griffin, 16-8, 35 years old, 5'11", 76-inch reach. He's fighting Keenan Song. He is 16-5, 31 years old, 6 foot tall with a 71.5-inch reach. And just like Gilbert Burns, Max Griffin is going to lose this fight because he didn't come on our podcast either. I'm holding grudges, Zach. I'm holding grudges.
It's okay. I grew up in a house full of women. I know what that feels like.
Oh, man. You
love you, Mom. Love you to my sisters. Love you guys.
Max Griffin had that his last fight back in November where that guy's ear ripped off.
Oh yeah,
Raw Hamaj or whatever his name is. That was nasty.
Yeah,
nasty.
I like Max Griffin in this fight. Honestly,
you do?
Yeah, I think he wins this fight.
I'm actually going to go Song on this one.
That's fine. I just see Song like
that's fine. Yeah, you can.
They both lost to Alex Moreno. That's great. He's 4-1 in the UFC, but his 4 wins, like I haven't even heard of those guys.
I mean, Max Griffin has been basically alternating wins losses for the last 4 years.
Yeah, but like he's not losing to bums either.
He loses to Alex Moreno, loses to Alex Oliveira, which I think that's probably a bad loss. That was a split decision. I don't remember that fight back in March. Do you remember that fight? Yeah, I'm with you.
No, I fell asleep during the whole card because that was the Adesanya Romero main event. That was the most boring title fight in the history of ever.
Yeah, I'm with you, Cruz. I'm on Song on this one.
Overtime.
Yes.
Overtime.
Come on, Ohio State.
They just need to lock up some defense and win this game by like 10 and call it a day.
So you're on Griffin on this one?
No, that's too much red for me. I'll go with Song.
Minus 210, and the comeback is plus 175 on Song.
Official pick. I'm going with Song.
Yeah, I like it.
You talked me into it. I don't change my mind too much, but I haven't picked enough underdogs on this.
Cruz. Yeah. It's all right, Cruz.
Cruz, welcome to the show, bro.
Interact, man. Interact.
That's what it's here for.
All right, next up, this one should be a really good fight. Adrian Giannis, he's 12-3, 5'7" with a 70.5-inch reach against Gustavo Lopez. He is 12-5, 5'5" with a 67-inch reach. Who do you like in this one?
I don't like anybody in this one.
Really?
You love Adrian Giannis. I love Giannis. Love Giannis. Giannis and Chiezon, like parlay those two, lock it up.
Ooh, that's a good little parlay. Are we?
That's a
two. That one is
That is a 2-fight parlay. Like lock that up, dude. Giannis. So I added him on Facebook and I follow him and I watch all of his trading and stuff. Dude, he's a monster. Yeah. He's a monster. And you know when you go on to the Dana White Contender Series, look at these wins.
Let's hear it.
I mean, it's ridiculous. UFC debut, wins with a head kick. And he didn't just win with a head kick. He stalked that guy, set it up, and about kicked his head into Dana White's lap.
Yeah, that was
Dana White Contender Series.
Impressive.
Blitzes a dude and knocks him out in 39 seconds. Tough split win in LFA, but he got the win when he was headlining an LFA card. Cool. Win by strikes. Loses to Miles John, who hadn't lost yet by a split decision. From everything that I've heard, that was a pretty tough split decision. Could have gone either way. Knockout by punches. Like, dude, he only loses by split decisions. Never been finished. He wins. He's a complete fighter. I love Giannis. I love it. Dude, I think he should be 3-1 or higher. I think he's a killer.
He is, and what is he? He's minus 220. I like that parlay piece with Chiezon.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I like that a lot.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's go up.
Maybe I should tag him in this. How much I love Giannis.
I'm going to circle back 2 fights on that Cheyenne fight with Ruiz. Ruiz is taking this fight on short notice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She looked super good in the weigh-ins.
Dude, I didn't get to watch the weigh-ins besides I saw the girl that passed out.
She dressed up like an Easter bunny with her little bikini bottoms and her tube top.
I didn't realize that Cheyenne Buys was supposed to fight
Kay Hansen, and Hansen had to pull out for medical. I forgot. That's what I just clicked on me. That's why I circled back to it. That's why Ruiz is filling in.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang.
All right. Another fighter that's a late replacement is Harry Hunsaker. He's 7-3, 6'2", 75-inch reach. He's fighting Tai Tuivasa, 11-3, 6'2" with a 75-inch reach. I think this is going to be a long night for Harry, honestly.
I don't think it's going to be a long night.
Well, it's going to be a short night, but he's going to have a headache Sunday morning.
Dude, so I love Tai Tuivasa. That's my guy. Like, I love Tai Tuivasa. So, like, I'm a fan. The shoey thing kills me. Like, that cracks me up. This is a giant step up for Harry Hunsaker. And he's a big man. He is a big man. He but he is trying. So he lost to Jared Vanderaa.
Yep, in the Contender Series.
In the Contender Series, and I watched that fight, and he's getting the benefit of a short notice. They needed a guy. Tai was supposed to fight Dontel Mays. Is that his name?
Yes. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
He's supposed to fight Mays, and Mays had to pull out. So it's like, hey, cool. Here's your shot. And the UFC is just not doing him any favors. Tai is, Ty's a monster. I'm still a believer in Tai, even though he had that 3-fight losing streak. I'm still a believer in Tai, and I think it's over in 1.
Yeah, Harry's he's 7-3 if that's who Cruz is talking about.
So let me break down my little MMA math. Dude, Ohio State's gonna lose. They're down by 3.
Are you kidding me?
Go Buckeyes. Anyways, this is the thing that interests me the most about this is Jared Vanderaa kind of ragdolled Harry Hunsaker, right?
I remember, yeah.
He was too strong for him, and then Vanderaa kind of got beat up pretty bad himself in his UFC debut.
Yeah,
right?
He didn't.
And so that just tells me if he was that level enough, high enough to ragdoll Harry Hunsaker, and then he comes into the UFC, and then he got ragdolled himself a little bit by a guy who also beat Tai, right? Sergey Spivak, who beat Tai Tuivasa too. Like, I just think it's too much. That's all.
Yeah, I agree. So we are both on Tai. Oh, Cruz is looking at the UFC website.
And then I'm also going to say this. This is the Tai Tuivasa. This is one of the craziest things ever. When he was still undefeated, I was wrapping gloves one day, getting ready to train. I think I was in fight camp with Ben Mowat, and when I was talking with Ben about the fights, and he goes, "That's who I want to fight was Tai Tuivasa in the UFC." I'm like, "Are you crazy?" But yeah, he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "I can fight that guy. I beat that guy."
Doesn't he drink? He's the one that drinks beer out of the shoe after.
Yeah.
I love it. Love that guy.
Tai Tuivasa.
All right, co-main event is Gregor Gillespie's 13-1, 34 years old, 5'7" with a 71-inch reach. He's fighting Brad Riddell, 9-1, 5'7" with a 71-inch reach. Dude. Pretty similar in size. How old is Brad Riddell? I didn't get that. 29 years old. So yeah, this is pretty even across the board on this one. Who do you like in this one?
I like Brad Riddell. I like him.
You're taking him in this?
Gregor is a monster.
Yeah.
I'm all over Gregor Gillespie. You could even throw in Gregor with that Chiezon and Giannis. Like, I love Gregor Gillespie. He got beat by a guy who could give him a look that he wasn't used to. Kevin Lee changed some things up and kind of changed his stance, and I think kind of caught him off guard with that high kick.
I loved his post-fight conference was it yesterday? I think it was, when he talked about that fight, and he's like, I got caught with a beautiful overhand right head kick. Like I have no excuses. He's like, it would have been different if he said it would have been different, and I would be sitting here singing a different song if I had gotten worked for 3 5-minute rounds. But he's like, I felt good. I felt comfortable. It's a perfect combination. Yeah.
He got caught by a veteran who was not too far at that point removed from fighting for an interim title at that weight class.
He was on a 6-fight win streak in the UFC before that fight.
Yeah. Gregor's the real deal. He got beat by Kevin Lee, who gives fits to a lot of guys. I know Kevin Lee's down on his luck a little bit, but Kevin Lee has given fits to a lot of guys. And quite frankly, if he didn't have that giant staph infection and that rough weight cut and stuff, I think there's a chance that he actually could have been the one to beat Tony Ferguson for that interim title way back then. And the layout would look totally different.
Way different. Yeah, Cruz, that's always something that gets brought up when these guys get knocked out like that. But I was impressed with the way he talked about it. I feel comfortable. I think he's going to be good.
I think he's mentally strong enough that we're not going to see like these huge negative effects for Gregor coming off that highlight knockout by Kevin Lee. It sounds like he's accepted it and he just like knows what it is and he's cool with it. You know what I mean?
It's crazy how much the mental part, and now that I've been doing a little bit of work a few times a week, it's crazy how the mental part plays into this so much. Like it's you got to be mentally strong, very strong.
No doubt about it.
All right, let's get to the main event. We got Derek Brunson. He's 21-7, 37 years old, 6'1" with a 77-inch reach. He is fighting Kevin Holland, 28 years old, 6'3" with an 81-inch reach.
Man, this one's so hard.
You brought up something that, and I didn't really notice it either, but watching those face off, Bronson's pretty big too, even though the stats are showing 4-inch reach advantage for Holland and a 2-inch height advantage. They were pretty size-wise. They're pretty comparable. So do you like the young up-and-coming kid, or do you like the vet? I mean, all the hype is on Holland right now.
All the hype's on Holland. But remember when all the hype was on Edmund Shabazian?
I do.
And we were on Edmund Shabazian. And Derek Brunson beat the brakes off of him.
He did.
And I will say this, though. Kevin Holland is a lot more experienced than
Shabazian, oh, yeah.
Right? But, okay. The Kevin Holland thing, the one that makes me go, ugh, is the way he beats Jacare was insane. That was insane.
Yeah.
But if you go look at like who Kevin Holland has lost to, right? Again, nothing but respect for him because he has capitalized probably more than anybody on COVID.
Yeah.
His last loss in the UFC was to Brendan Allen, tough guy, right? In 2019. Yep. Lost to Thiago Santos. Okay, that guy's a murderer. Lost in LFA. You know, I mean, holds good wins. Like he's just very well tested. Knocked out our boy Bubba McDaniels in a Muay Thai fight. He knocked out Howard Charles, who we just saw at the Fierce fight, who lost to Jason South. Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, he has been around, and he's been around everywhere for a long time. He's not really a young up and comer.
I was going to rephrase that. Yeah, he's
20. He's got 26 fights.
Yeah, and he's only 28 years old.
28 years old, right? Love that. But Derek Brunson too. It's like, yeah, he's got losses, but he lost to Izzy. Okay, we just barely watched Izzy lose for the first time in MMA.
Yeah,
205,
and he had to go up. Yeah,
he lost to Jacare over 3 years ago. Well, let's just put it into perspective. Jacare 3 years ago and Jacare now, a little bit different.
Yeah.
Jacare was still at the end of his prime back then. Not now, right? Lost to Anderson Silva. Okay. Potentially greatest striker ever. Robert Whitaker. Okay. Champion. Yoel Romero. Okay. Lost to one of the scariest dudes ever in the UFC.
Yeah.
You know, and then those are his losses in the UFC. His losses in the UFC is Yoel, Whitaker, Silva, Adesanya, and Jacare. Like,
yeah,
he only loses to absolute studs. So here's the question before you make a pick: is Kevin Holland like championship title material? Because if he is, then he wins. But if he's not, then I think Derek Brunson beats him. Personally, I'm going Derek Brunson.
You almost had me switching to Brunson, but I'm going to stick with Kevin Holland. Right. It's just kind of a gut feeling. I think he gets it done, man. And what's the odds on this one? He's minus 170. Brunson's comeback is plus 155. And it looks like Vegas is saying fight goes to a decision. What is that? Holland wins by TKO is plus 150. I don't know if he finishes in him. How do you see this fight going? How do you see it if it ends? Do you see it ending or do you see it going to a decision?
I think Brunson finishes him.
What?
I do.
Well, you can get almost 4-1 odds if Brunson wins inside the distance plus 375.
I don't hate it. I could be totally wrong. For the record, I'm not saying Brunson makes it look easy. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying there's two paths that you can take here.
Yeah.
There's two paths that you can take here. Because I feel like Brunson's like almost the ultimate gatekeeper, right? He showed he can't beat those top championship level guys, but he beats everybody else. So really the only question I'm asking here is Kevin Holland on his way to be a title contending guy? And I know that he thinks he does, and he's got a lot of momentum, but I'm not trying to crap on the guy. We're splitting hairs. He's great. Yeah. I'm not saying he's not great. He's great. And he deserves all the hype, but it's not like he was like killing who's who of the 185-pound division either.
Yeah.
Right. Darren Stewart, nice split win, split decision. Okay. Beats Joaquin Buckley on 6 days notice right after Joaquin had just fought the weekend before.
Yeah.
Okay. That Charlie Ontiveros had no business being in the UFC period anyways. Sorry, not sorry. Just my humble opinion. Not that it matters, but I don't think that guy deserved to be in the UFC. Was ready for that spot anyways. He was another late turnaround guy. Again, not Holland's fault. He's beating the guys they're putting in front of him. But, I mean, he has one win that's the level of Derek Brunson's wins, and that's Jacare. But Jacare he's also like, what, 40?
Yeah, he's 41, 41 I think.
41 years old. So it's like, I just can't, like, get too amped up about a guy who beat a 41-year-old that was a former Strikeforce champion.
No, I get it. I agree with everything that you're saying. I'm just going to take the other side of that split hair on this one.
And I think that that's totally valid. I mean, if somebody's like, you know what? No, I think Kevin Holland's the next thing. I think he's going to rise up and he's going to contend with Izzy for the title. Then, hey, ride with him.
He's got it. Yeah. And but you were right though. He's got to get this win if he wants to be that contender. He's got to beat a guy like Brunson. If he loses to Brunson, he's the hype, in my opinion, the hype's not there anymore.
Not necessarily either. You know, how many times you see it? You know, he's on this rise and he takes a step back with Brunson, maybe fixes some things and then can push through later. Right. But I'm saying right now, 2021, is he that guy? I don't think so yet.
We're going to find out tomorrow night.
And he might make me look stupid because I picked Jacare against him last time too. So
I think we both did.
And then I said I'll never pick against him.
Yeah.
Like I'm never going to underestimate him again. But here's the other thing though, is I actually feel like that Brunson's the one that gets underestimated all the time.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think everybody thought Shabazian was going to just roll through him. And he, like you said, he put it on him. He's like, nah, you're not going to.
He was a plus 300 underdog against Shabazian.
Yeah, that was just ridiculous.
Now he's a plus 150 underdog against Holland, getting a little more respect. But I mean, dude, he put up on Shabazian.
It's going to be another no contest upset with a legal knee. It is kind of trendy, isn't it?
I don't know who this is, but you stop it.
Hey, wasn't it funny that gosh, what's his name was making fun of Jan, and then he I know they lost. I saw it.
Down goes the Buckeyes.
Freaking Buckeyes, man.
Hey, Ohio State, get out.
Dude, you can't be a number 2 seed. You can't be a number 2 seed and lose like that. And you're playing one of the toughest conferences, probably the toughest conference in basketball.
This year with Illinois, Michigan, Ohio State,
Iowa, and Iowa. I mean, they're stacked. And you lose to Oral freaking Roberts. What do they do? You go to there is that dental school? What is that? What is freaking Oral Roberts? What do they teach there?
I could make a joke, but I won't.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh, man.
All right. So we got a fun night this weekend. It's tomorrow night. And then next week we got our pay-per-view, which I won't be able to watch live. That's all right.
Man, I'm having a really hard time putting together a DraftKings lineup. These budgets are tough.
I didn't even look at it. Yeah, you probably better give the fans their DraftKings lineups.
Okay.
You got
okay. I got it.
Okay, give it to me. Let's hear it.
Okay, we're gonna go with hold on, 85. Yeah. Yeah. No.
Get it.
No, hold it. Wait for it.
Wait for it.
Sorry, guys. I was doing this on the fly. So we're gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna roll. Oh man, now I got a lot of money to play with though. Man, they're making it tough on us this weekend.
Yeah, I didn't even look at the DraftKings yet.
Okay, you ready? Derek Brunson.
Okay.
Get the value on him.
Okay.
Our boy JP buys.
Okay.
Trevin Giles.
Okay.
The heaviest favorite on the card is Montel Jackson. We're going to get him on there.
Okay.
You got to pick some underdogs, and we know that. So we are going to take Keenan Song.
I like that a lot. I like that.
And then my boy that I love, Giannis.
You can't fit Ty in there?
I tried, but you'd have to take out Jackson and get Ty. So if you want Ty Tuivasa in there, dude,
is Ty more money than Jackson?
No, Jackson's most expensive. He's less. So you can put Ty in there. But then we can upgrade something else. Can we get JP?
Macy? What about Macy?
Yes. So take out. Okay. I got it. All right. So now we're gonna go Brunson, Macy, Chiezon.
Okay.
Trevin Giles, Keenan Song, Ty Tuivasa, Giannis.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Hey, shout out Jason. Good looking out.
Some money. Cash it.
We like that one.
Let's go.
I liked Gregor in there, but I took him out because Riddell can give him a fight.
Yeah,
that's not like a lock for me.
Yeah, you'll have to.
My nephew Taylor just said he had Ohio State in the Final Four. I love March Madness. It's great.
Dude,
how far
crazy.
Did you have them going?
Is there any more upset? Oh, well, Oregon State. I don't know if that's an upset. I picked Oregon State to beat Tennessee.
12 seed. They're a 12 seed.
12 always beats a 5, though.
Always.
It's every year there's a 12 beating a 5.
Nobody ever learns.
Baylor's rolling.
Oh, let's see. Ohio State. I had Ohio State in the Sweet 16, losing in the Sweet 16. It's not too bad.
I had I don't remember where I had those guys. I don't think I had them going that far.
Suck it, Buckeyes. Yeah, because you're Big Blue. You don't like them anyways.
Loyola Chicago's up on Georgia Tech. I actually picked Loyola Chicago in my bracket to win.
Great call.
Fun. I'm going to finally go sit down and watch some basketball because I haven't watched any all day today.
Hello, loser.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
I'd like a medal and an award. I left my pen down for the whole podcast.
I know, but you kept beating on the table like this the whole time.
Man, you always nitpicking. It's always got to be something. You're never happy.
Monday, we will do our recap from Saturday, and we will have Mina on. That's fighting on the Mountain Force card too, who is my coach, who I've been working with a couple times a week down at Wasatch.
Are you going to come up and train with us tomorrow?
Actually, you know what? I think I might do that. I don't have anything going on tomorrow.
Bring your gloves.
Why are you guys picking on me, dude?
We're not.
I want you
to punch me in the face.
I have a hard time with doing that. I went and trained with Steve Sharp over at Absolute on Wednesday, and Steve had to tell me like 50 times, like, punch me, dude. You got to punch me. I don't know. It's not my world, man.
You know who I used to have to pull that out of?
What's that? Who?
Marco.
Really?
He was too nice as a sparring partner, and he would get beat on at our gym. I'm not trying to air it out. I'm just saying how long he's got. He was first at our gym. He's such a nice, respectful kid, and he didn't want to be that guy. And I was like, bro, you gotta hit people back, or else you're just gonna be a punching bag. And then one day he cracked me and I was like, whoa, where'd that come from?
Those long arms, man.
Oh, bro.
I like that kid a lot.
He's a nightmare.
He's good. But yeah, I'll come up. What do you get? 10 o'clock jiu-jitsu, and then you guys do sparring at 11, right?
Maybe a little, yeah.
All right.
Maybe for a couple rounds.
Yeah, I'll come in there. I don't think we have anything going on tomorrow.
Cool.
At all.
Big Joe Rodriguez is teaching tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. I'm up there.
Okay.
Well, until Monday, we out. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We out. All right.